What's going on, guys? Today I wanted to point out 5 bad motorcycling habits that I unfortunately see all the time. And these habits are often done by beginners, but not always done by beginners. And if you can eliminate these habits, they will make you a better and a safer rider. Let's get started. Alright, the first habit, and I actually have this number 1 because for whatever reason it drives me nuts the most. I'm also able to kind of demonstrate it right now. But that first bad habit is poor lane positioning. I feel like if I see people do this, I know that they're a new rider. But a lot of the time people think, oh, if I get in this part of the lane, I'm as far away as possible from cars over there. That means I'm safe. When in reality, all I'm doing is putting myself in this guy's blind spot. So when I'm riding on a 2-lane road, I tend to hug this other lane. That way when cars are ahead of me, they can see me in their mirror. So we'll demonstrate. If I'm over there in that farthest part of the lane, then that gray truck right there can't see me behind this white car. But by staying in this part of the lane, I avoid being in their blind spot and he can see me. Another time I see people maintain poor lane positioning is when going through intersections. I'll demonstrate up here. So yeah, while I do like to hug this adjacent lane while we're traveling, a lot of the time when approaching or going through an intersection, I'll get over into this part of the lane for a few seconds. That way any cars here in this left turn lane wanting to turn left can see me. They don't end up pulling out and trying to turn in front of me. As a motorcycle rider, you've got to do things to make yourself more seen, and lane positioning is one of them. All right, bad habit number 2 is not wearing gear. This one also drives me a little bit nuts. Now, there are a few reasons why someone might choose not to wear gear, and that could be because they can't afford it, because it's uncomfortable, because they think they look cool without it. And to be honest, those are all not very good reasons. You know, I get that it's uncomfortable, and especially in the summer, dude, wearing these big riding pants and these riding shoes, like I sweat my balls off. Because the thing is, even with gear, if you go down at a low speed or a high speed, you're gonna have a really terrible day. And I don't plan on stopping riding motorcycles, so if I do go down, I would love to walk away from that, 1, alive, and 2, with as few injuries as possible, because I would plan on continuing riding again. And then also, I'm sorry, I think you look a little bit like a dork not wearing any gear, to be honest. You know, just a few days ago on the way to work, I saw a guy riding on the freeway, had a helmet on, but was in shorts, Vans, and a t-shirt, no gloves. And at that point, if you go down on the freeway, you'll probably wish you weren't wearing a helmet. Alright, bad habit number 3 is the habit of making assumptions. And what I mean by that is making assumptions that people can see you and that they won't do something stupid or pull out in front of you. Basically assuming that everybody is always going to do the right thing when they're driving. What that means you need to do as a rider is to not go blasting through busy intersections just because your light's green, or riding past any sort of intersection or entrance or exit without covering the brake. You've got to stop assuming and start expecting. Stop assuming that everyone's going to do the right thing and everyone's going to see you, and start expecting people to not see you and people to pull out in front of you. Alright, bad habit number 4 is riding with your emotions. I feel like I see this often too. You can't get too pissed off if someone makes a mistake or someone does something wrong. Even if they almost kill you. I get that it's frustrating. I would be emotional too. But you've got to be able to keep your emotions in check and not try and retaliate or do something to make the situation worse. Just within the last couple weeks, there's a rider here in Utah that got into an accident involving a semi-truck, and there was plenty of people in the comments saying it was a road rage incident. Which, I mean, I get being pissed off, but a motorcycle versus a semi-truck, I don't know how many times a motorcycle is going to come out on top in that fight. You don't want to do something to antagonize that one person who maybe is willing to take things way too far and actually try and run you off the road or chase you down in their car or something. You know, just keep your emotions under control. A few weeks ago, me and my girlfriend were going for a ride, and this dude in a minivan was tailgating the heck out of me right on my butt. So I just quickly pulled over to the side, let him pass me. And I did give him a what the hell as he passed. I don't know if he saw it or not. But then I just kept going, kept my distance, went on my way. I didn't pull up next to him. I didn't go slap his mirror or try and start something. And if you're in a group, it's the same thing. It's probably more important not to antagonize people when you're riding in a group. Because I know with myself, if a group of bikers surrounded me on my motorcycle or me in my truck, and things started to get too heated, I mean, there's a good chance that the hole puncher is coming out when that happens. So let's just agree for everybody to not put themselves in those kind of situations. We're all just trying to go home at the end of the day. All right, bad habit number 5. And you don't so much see this bad habit so much as you hear about this bad habit, but that's not being willing to learn and not being willing to continue learning. Now, it's funny how it seems like in anything, whether it's a sport, hobby activity, sports, shooting, art, it seems like people who are the best at something are the same people who are always willing to continue learning. They're the first ones to tell you they could always learn something new or learn a way to do something better, or just learn a different way of doing something. I think what makes somebody really good at something is being able to continue to improve that skill. We as motorcycle riders should always be open to learning new things, especially as a newer rider. I feel like there's too many people that they learn how the clutch works and how the throttle works, and that's it. They know how to ride motorcycles now. But by continuing to learn, it's going to make you a better rider. So there's a ton you can learn about. You can learn how to stop better, learn about progressive braking. You can learn about negotiating corners a little bit quicker, whether that's with body position, trail braking, where you want to enter and exit a curve. You can learn about gear, lane position, low speed maneuvers. All sorts of things you can learn. You should always try to be open to learning new things, myself included. I've had my endorsement and been riding for about 10 years. My girlfriend wants to take the beginning riders course later this year and start learning how to ride and get her motorcycle endorsement. And I think I want to take the class with her just to try and learn a few new things, learn something new. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. I didn't make this video to attack anybody. These are just 5 bad habits that if everybody got rid of, it would all be a lot safer as a motorcycle rider. And before you go, if you could do me a huge favor and hit the like or the subscribe button, that would be awesome. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope this was helpful. And until the next one, peace out.